All right, so the first episode of Loki debuted on Disney Plus today, and me, being a huge nerd, decided to check it out. And honestly, it was really good. I'm going to start off talking about the negative stuff because honestly, I have very little negative things to say about this episode. A couple things like the little kid, that he didn't really serve much purpose. So I was a little confused why that was there. I mean, I get it was to let us know about the whole Satan thing, but other than that, it was a little weird. I also didn't get the significance of the specific years, like it was 1549 and 1828, I believe. I mean that I assume all of this stuff is gonna come back because the universe likes to prove me wrong. So yeah, that's it. And I also just wanted to see more and more of this show. I loved this episode. It was so good. The world building was so great. It it had Loki kind of be like the audience perspective, like we were seeing the TVA through the eyes of Loki. Like we knew as much as he did. Like we had no idea what was going on here. I mean, and the Miss Minutes cartoon, as goofy as it was, it really did a good job to inform us of how the TVA operates and all that stuff about the timekeepers and the sacred timeline and fun stuff like that. I love the TVA as an idea and a similar thing to like this organization that controls the whole timeline was done in the Umbrella Academy with the Commission. I mean, it was the same thing, but here I feel like it's done a little bit better because we're given backstory on the TVA as an organization, whereas with the Commission we're kind of just shoved in there in present day. I mean, I love the Umbrella Academy, and that's not really a knock against it, but I don't know. It's just the thing that I noticed. The characters are so good. I loved Loki in this episode. This is probably the most emotional he's ever gotten. Like, I mean, the scene where he just watches his life go by. It was just so powerful. But I also just loved seeing him think he was just so above everyone else in the TVA. It was just so funny because he was like talking down to them like I am Loki of Asgard, and they were all like just yeah, whatever, dude, we know, shut up about it. I don't know, I really like that. Mobius was awesome. I did not know he was going to be as cool as he was. I thought it was just going to be Owen Wilson doing Owen Wilson stuff. I half expected him to say, wow, at one point, but I don't, he did not do that. So I loved his interactions with Loki. I loved seeing him try to see how Loki's mind worked, and at the end we see how Loki's mind works. And I mean, we know this, but Mobius doesn't know this. It's a great kind of change of perspectives. So I love the other characters, like the judge lady, Ravana Renslayer. That is such a cool name. I liked her. I mean, she was only in like one scene, but she was cool. Hunter B15, another main cast member, was really good. This dude named Casey, and I've seen his actor Eugene Cordero before, but I had no idea he was gonna appear in this show. I mean, I might have seen him on Wikipedia on the Wikipedia page for the show or something, but it never registered with me that that was the guy who that was. I loved the tease at the end with the other variant of Loki, and I mean, Richard E. Grant has been cast in an undisclosed role, so old Loki maybe? Is it gonna be old Loki? Is it gonna be Lady Loki or Kid Loki or Baby Loki? I don't know. Either way, I am really excited to see where that goes. Like an evil variant of Loki, more evil than the variant of Loki we have here. Anyway, I love the music in this episode. Oh man. Like the I'm not sure what instrument it was in, but like the Asgardian type theme was just so cool. I love it. And then I love how there were little references in this episode. Like there's a very subtle hint to Back to the Future at the very end, where in like the scene where like this new variant of Loki shows up. Not really shows up. It means he's covered with a hood, but you know what I mean. So, and one of the hunters says, it's something like, "Oh, some old geezer probably went back in time to get rich," and that's exactly what old Biff did in Back to the Future too. So I like that. I like that Loki is DB Cooper. I didn't really know who DB Cooper was, but before I watched this episode, but that was a very uh, interesting surprise. And I mean, I saw that scene in the trailer where Loki did the type thing, but I mean, I didn't know that's what it was gonna be, but it was just really funny. Um, the fact that Infinity Stones, which is pretty much what the entirety of the Infinity Saga, it's literally the entirety of what that the first 23 films in this franchise revolves around. And then we see in this one episode the prime power in the universe, and it's just like, oh yeah, that thing that was like the main focus of our first chapter of movies, yeah, it's gone. It's just out the window. So that was great. Overall, I love this episode. It was a great intro to this series, and I cannot wait to see more. Of the three first episodes of these three shows, and like WandaVision, Falcon, Winter Soldier, them, this one was, yeah, it was the best. Like it was just so good on so many levels. I cannot wait to see more of this show. So that is all, and keep calm and watch on.